Hello everyone, PallyTime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. This is my fourth and final video, for a while anyway, for Zeratul. He's one of the most flexible heroes in the whole game, with always having the same purpose of killing squishies. Like he can accomplish this task in so many ways that have so many different play styles depending on the build. So I just wanted to take the time to do this. I hope you guys understand. This isn't going to be a common thing that we do for every hero, just for Zeratul. He is also one of my favorite heroes in the game, and he's still pretty good in today's meta, which is also pretty important. So what we're going to do today is the hybrid. I used to call it the hipster Magetul build because it's a bit of a melee build with a bit of a mage build, and you try to get bonus critical hit damage on your auto attacks, followed by more spells to throw out. Pretty fun. It was nerfed in the past, so it's not as good as it used to be, but it's still a pretty good build.
I serve.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves in the Infernal Shrines today at level 1. I believe we're once again going to go for Regeneration Master. That being said, we do have a Malfurion this time, so the team is going to be a little bit more balanced. Li Ming, Rexxar, Dahaka, Zeratul, Malfurion. The enemy team Artanis, Zeratul, Dahaka, Nova, and Lili. So the majority of their damage dealers are going to be in stealth for a decent portion of this match. And hopefully our friendly team is aware of that. Man, these comps. Looks like he's aware of it. Regeneration Master just allows us to roam around a little bit more and be more effective at ganking without having to go back and get health. So that's why I usually pick it up on Zeratul, even though he is a melee assassin. You know, it's not super... That was a fucking decoy. God damn it. I was like, oh, what a great opening this Li Ming just provided us with. I'm going to capitalize on that. Fucking decoy. Alright, so we're not going to be able to gank top, although Rexxar should be able to force two members of the enemy team up there to deal with them. I hope those two members are not both of the stealth guys at once, even though they probably will be. So again, not really looking to deal a ton of damage here. Am just looking to... Okay, I'm gonna die. I was just looking to get the Regen Globe and then get out. Was my own fault for overextending there. But that's the kind of stuff we're gonna have to play around in this particular match. We always have to be aware that when we overextend, it is extremely likely that the double stealths on the enemy team will be able to move in and capitalize on that. And we're gonna have to play like that throughout the rest of this game. Just as I was thinking someone was probably going up top to gank Rexxar, guess what happened? They went up top and ganked Rexxar. Nova actually doing a really smart thing, putting her decoy here in front of the tower. Motherfucker. Putting her decoy here in front of the tower so that it would soak the tower shots and her team would be able to run through unscathed. So once again, we need to call for a little bit of danger in the middle lane because they were up top and it's very likely that they're going to be rotating down. That being said, Zeratul was very low on health, so it's likely that he did go back. Actually, showing up in the middle lane right now. Hit him. Hit him with stuff. Here, I'll hit him with stuff. There you go. Yeah! Now hit her with stuff. I'll block her. You can do it. Maybe we don't have the most veteran Li Ming on our team. That's okay, though. I am going to die again by the looks of things. Yes, I am. At a very, very bad time. Okay, so we're going to focus on taking care of ourselves a little bit more. Going to focus on taking care of ourselves a little bit more. Of course, when Li Ming does get that kill, it does... Okay. Let's try to play a little safer. That double stealth is scary. Of course, when Li Ming does secure that kill, or when she did secure that kill, that does open up all of her cooldowns again to be used immediately. And there was a hesitation, which is why we didn't quite secure that kill on Lili there. But that's okay. We're going to go for Master Warp Blade at level 4. Master Warp Blade is going to give us bonus attack damage on our third consecutive attack on a single target, I believe. I believe that's how it works. Against the same target, yeah. So we have to auto attack 3 times, but that third attack will give us a guaranteed crit, which is pretty cool. The bottom lane was ganked by the enemy team right underneath us, and we didn't really respond to it in any capacity. Good burrow from the... Wait a minute. He got burrow stealth? Interesting. Interesting. Good burrow by the enemy team's Dahaka did allow him to live through that CC. The enemy team is about even with us on this objective, but I think we have a little bit more poise here. Or at least we will when our Rexxar returns. As of right now, we are going to have to back off. Dahaka taking a ton of damage. The enemy team going to get a pretty decent lead here, I would surmise. Let's try to deal some damage. Just never mind. Nova's right here. He's chasing. Team? Dear team? Hello, team? Our Malfurion is out of mana right now, so I'm going to go ahead and go back and tap the Sippy Cup and then return. The enemy team only needs 6 more, so we definitely need to be focusing on this. We need to push them off of the objective rather than trying to chase them away from the objective. We just need to control that circle. But it doesn't look like we're going to be quite able to do that, and they are going to secure the first objective of the match. The Zeratul Nova combo, they are working very, very well together. I didn't bother to check to see if they were pre-made. Not that I give a shit about that kind of thing, but very likely that they're using comms to coordinate these ganks, which is good. That used to be one of my favorite combos back when Nova was ridiculously overpowered, like around the time that Thrall and Jaina were being added to the game. My god, she was ridiculous. So we're just going to hang out middle. We're going to leave that to our DPS. Looks like Rexxar is just chasing around people rather than focusing on this Immortal. It does appear that it was able to jump over the wall. Middle lane is pushed quite far, so I can rotate down here and see if there's any openings. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Not looking too good. So I'm just going to go back to middle lane and continue to soak XP. Wasn't really worried about it just because the lane was pushed up so far. But we can continue. We can go back and we can continue to work on this. Looks like Dahaka made his way over to the middle lane. No thank you, sir. Now we're going to go for follow through. After using an ability, your next basic attack within 6 seconds deals 40% additional damage. If we line this up with our critical hit that we get guaranteed, it can be a very respectable amount of damage. Of course, these abilities count as Blink and everything else in between. There we go. Good job, Li Ming. Blink, Singularity, Spike, Cleave, all of those are abilities that can proc the extra damage. So you can blink in, deal some extra damage, and then at level 13 we'll be able to blink out, which will be quite strong. Our Dahaka currently tanking a tower. It's okay. You don't need to go that hard for Zeratul. I am going to need this regen globe here, though. There's also really no reason to take the minion wave when the minions are right behind you, but it looks like the enemy team's Dahaka has arrived. Don't really know what he expected to get out of that, per se. And it looks like we're going to be ganked and pushed out of top. If he had more health and didn't tank those minion waves, we definitely could have had the opportunity to have an even trade there. But, you know, mistakes add up. A victory is given to the team that made the fewer amount of mistakes throughout the course of a match. Thought you were going to wait. What? Okay, buddy. All right. Let's go ahead, get this. Never mind. Bad idea. The next objective is going to be top. Now, I am a proponent for recalling, getting full health, and then returning. I don't want to use the Sippy Cup here because we may need the Sippy Cup during the encounter. So this just allows me to still have full health when really nothing's going on the map right now. We were able to return up to the top lane before the objective has or was started or was contested in any capacity. And we have full health and we have reserve health ready to go when we need it with our Sippy Cup. So there we go. We're able to burst down the enemy team's Artanis. Nicely done by the friendly team there. We are once again missing our Rexxar. He has 4 deaths so far, so definitely not a very good Rexxar player. Of course, I hold Rexxar players to a very high standard because he is, I believe Rexxar's my highest win rate character. I play him a lot, and I play him very competently and very well. Trying to body block this Lili here, actually doing a very good job. The Disintegrate is going to land and deal a ton of damage. Motherfucker. The Disintegrate's gonna land and deal a ton of damage. We were hit by the precision strike of the enemy team's Nova. Very good Nova player. Very good contrast to what we had in the last game. This is a significantly more competitive match. Rexxar, why are you mid? So while this objective's going on, while this team fighting's on, he's just middle. I don't know why. We're even on talent tiers. We're slightly behind on XP, but I believe we were even on XP at the start of that last fight. There's no reason for him to be middle at all right now. We need him at the objective. We don't want to give them all of these objectives. It's probably a good idea to get some of these. He is rotating up right now. Dahaka is going to be able to burrow in, but the enemy team, once again, only needs 10 more, and we're arriving very, very late to the party. Let's go ahead and open up on their Zeratul here. Hopefully we can deal some damage to him. Switching over to Lili now because she is out of position. Dahaka holding her still, doing a great job. Void Prison going down, but the enemy team's Zeratul is going to lock us in place. Luckily for us, the enemy team not actually trying to win the objective right now. They actually backed off a little bit. Oh, God, man, they're playing so well, actually. I'm impressed. I gotta step my fucking game up. Okay, we were able to wipe the entirety of the enemy team. Good job, guys. Now, will we be able to kill these before the enemy team is able to get back and kill 2? I don't know. Who's up right now? It's their Lily. She can come in, cast 1 wind, and likely kill 2 enemies if we're not careful. I'm on my way back, but so are several members of the enemy team. Dahaka was able to instantly teleport up there, and his W is going to be able to clear this out, so that is going to be an objective for the enemy team. Now, they need to get out of there. If we mess up this jump, we're going to be at a severe disadvantage, and it looks like we are messing up the jump. For those of you that are not aware, you want everyone on your team to be behind the wall as the Immortal is pushing forward, because as the Immortal jumps over the wall, you're going to have 4... Actually, fantastic tongue there. You're going to have 4 buildings shooting at the Immortal rather than just 2 at a time. So you're actually going to lose significantly less structures if you're able to get him to hop over the wall initially. We're having a bit of a hard time because we did not really manage to do that. Once again, another very good precision strike. We are in the Tranquility of Malfurion, however. He is overextended. We should probably go ahead and focus him. Anybody? Anybody want to focus him? He's almost dead. There we go. Now I'm going to try to skirt around the outside here. We do need to be very careful of this Nova. Need to be very careful of this Zeratul. As we've seen throughout the course of the game, they're very coordinated. But I did catch Nova here, so this should be a pretty easy kill. Hopefully they come in. And okay, that was... Yeah, that was some burst. All right. And I'm going to die to the fucking Zeratul, who countered my strategy with one of his own. Oh, we have a good team on our hands. We have a good team on our hands. We're going to go for Wormhole at level 13. They're making me step my game up. I'm actually excited about this. I have died a lot throughout the course of this game. 5 deaths versus this team is it's hard. I'm glad I didn't go for anything that required gathering power, because I would definitely be regretting that right now. This wasn't even trade though, so really no team really got any advantage here. It probably is time to just completely back, and it looks like that is what the team's doing, so that's very, very good. All right, good match. Good match. I need more of these. I need more of these. They make me a better player. Let's go ahead and get this camp. Totally in favor of that. In fact, because we have a Rexar, I'm in favor of getting a lot of camps right before these objectives spawn. I'll actually try to convey that. Let's try to get some camps right before the objective. Their comp isn't very good at pushing. Should get some good value. I don't know why I put a apostrophe in there, but you know, whatever. Is Furion worried about the Zeratul here? Oh, what a good blink. I think he's better than me. I think his reaction times are better than mine. Hopefully the friendly team is doing what I suggested and getting that camp right before this objective. I would surmise that the enemy team is going to be doing the exact same thing as well. Now that we killed the main summoner, we need to make our way down here immediately. Care. 5v3. Please be careful. Please be careful. Don't die. Everyone needs full health. Li Ming blinked, but it was way early. So she's going to be forced out, and now once again... Oh, actually, Zeratul's up in the top lane. So we technically have even numbers here, but Li Ming is going to be a pretty significant portion of our burst damage. But yeah, we need to go in now if we want to go in, I think. Let's go ahead and blink away from that Nova there. The Boars have come out. Can we make anything happen? Good stun from Misha there. Looks like we might be able to kill the Artanis here. I'm going to go ahead and slow him down with the Singularity, and that is a good kill. We did 545 critical hit damage on that auto attack. Now, Zeratul for the enemy team will be making his way down here now. In fact, I think he is right there. Yes, he is. Very good roots. Should set up a kill on this Lily here. We're going to try to spam all... Fucking VP. The Zeratul is good, man. Now, this Dahaka totally overextended right now. I'm going to try to cut them in half with the VP as well. Looks like we are going to be able to kill their Zeratul there. Now let's try to focus their Dahaka down just because he is so overextended. He did burrow into the ground, but we can slow him down with the Singularity Spike. Go in with this, and it doesn't look like we're going to be getting any follow-up damage. So let's just go focus on this objective. We're actually ahead right now, which is a nice change. We need 12 more to make this happen, and it looks like we are going to make it happen if everything goes well. I'm going to try to just force this Lily back here, making sure that I cycle in my auto attacks after my abilities, trying to make sure that I get that critical hit damage that we need in order to make this build more successful. Now at level 16, we are going to go for the Singularity bombs, the double bombs, which will allow us to get more auto attack damage out on the board because we're able to cast more spells, and we can sync our, combo our auto attacks in between the casts of our W. So While this has been an intense game so far, I think this is exactly what we need to really start to make a comeback here. 2 members of the enemy team are dead, so we are going to be able to get a significant push out of this. Zeratul actually up in the top lane trying to do a little bit of split pushing. This is something that we really shouldn't need to focus on right now. We should be able to totally push into their tier 2 buildings with this Punisher, then recall and deal with this minion wave that he is currently trying to push the top lane with. Their team is not good at pushing, and we should capitalize on that. Dahaka once again burrowing really far forward, did manage to mess up the jump over the wall as well, not learning from our team's mistakes earlier in this match. We're going to blink out of that precision strike and continue to push. Now that minion wave is doing a lot of damage up top. Maybe I underestimated it just a little bit, but our minion wave is doing significantly more. This Arcane Punisher is going to die soon. I hope we stay long enough to get this objective. It is definitely the right thing to do. They're trying to put some pressure on the enemy team's Lily. I am just going to focus this building because I want to get out of here. I do still have some health left. I hope I don't get hit with a precision strike or anything like that. And it looks like that was the first big advantage that our team was able to muster. And because of that push, we now have a 2-level lead on the enemy team. Zeratul for the enemy team was trying to push top, but you could see it didn't even get through the towers. So I did not underestimate it. My initial observation was correct. He would have been much better off with his team there trying to help push us back rather than trying to make something happen on a character that is just simply not designed for split pushing. We are going to be able to take him down there with the double bombs. Now Dahaka behind our friendly lines. He's going to die as well when he emerges. And we'll go ahead and Void Prison this Lily, set her up for some burst damage here. Very good engage. Fantastic. I know I could drop the Void Prison again by hitting R, and I know that there's been some opportunities where Li Ming was trying to deal some damage, and I was just like, nah, baby girl, I'm going to keep that up. But the idea is I want the most cooldowns possible to be up for our team so we can capitalize on that Void Prison. And we have a pretty good engage right now. Dahaka decided to split off by himself, which may actually get him killed. The better play was to stay in a group of 5 and continue to push the middle lane, and hopefully he doesn't die for that, although it is a possibility. Zeratul for the enemy team has just respawned. We are going to go for Rewind yet again so we can cast more spells, weave more auto attacks, and deal more burst damage. I do think it's time to leave. It's time to leave. We don't have Void Prison to disengage, so we may have to turn around and just kill that Zeratul, but no, it looks like he is going to back up, and it's just as an objective is spawning. So I'm going to try to direct the team over to this mercenary camp. I would love to take this over with them. Again, pushing against this enemy team is going to be really valuable for us because they do not have a very decent wave clear. Really, the only person on their team that can do it is their Dahaka. I'm also in favor of contesting theirs if I had Void Prism up so we can disengage if things got a little too hectic. But considering how split the enemy team is right now, I actually think this is still a great idea. Hopefully someone follows me over here. Looks like half the team is doing it all together. No, we should not split up. That's absolutely the wrong thing to do. The rest of the team is delaying middle right now. Zeratul split pushing middle for the enemy team, and Lily trying to defend bot for the enemy team. So the massive amount of misplays that the enemy team is doing right now is opening this up quite well for us. So this is the real Nova here, and it looks like we will please be able to kill her. Please. I don't want a VP for this. I really don't. All right, we're going to be able to kill her. Now, let's go back for the objective, boys. We have a fantastic push in the top lane that the enemy team is not going to be easily able to deal with. We can go in. We can get this camp. I went so fucking try-hard this match. We can go in. We can get this camp. It's only a Molten Punisher. It's not that big of a deal, or a Mortar, whatever they're called. Hopefully this is going well. I mean, walk into it. Walk into it. Oh, misplay by the Fury in there. But clearly he was panicking. Again, there was no reason for our team to be split up there. We did what we wanted to do. We pushed back the enemy team. We should have collapsed on the objective. And I believe I pinged that I wanted to do that. Maybe I didn't. But again, Rexar split pushing by himself is just asking to be killed. Dahaka split pushing by himself, just kind of asking to be killed. They have the team comp that excels at isolating, not really isolating targets, but they have the team comp that excels at killing isolated targets. So when you overextend as much as our team has been doing throughout the course of this match, it can come back to bite you. I'm actually in favor of pushing middle lane right now. We already know that this Punisher is going to get a lot of value out of top, and we have a pretty decent minion wave in the middle here. The enemy team seems to have noticed that as well, though, and they're actually here to defend me, which is not something something that I was expecting to see. But this does mean that the enemy team's attention is going to be split, and they will not really be able to contest this very hard. Once again, Tahaka kind of doing his own thing, so it looks like we're not going to get much of a push out of this at all, which is a little unfortunate. This is a very crucial moment in the game where we have a significant level advantage. It's a 2-level advantage at the 18-minute mark. It's 21 to 19, more importantly, which means we have our level 20 heroics, and the enemy team, of course, does not. So this was an opportunity where we really could have done a lot of damage to the enemy team if we were a bit more coordinated. So a bit of a fumble on our part here. Still pushing in, though, because we do have the numbers advantage. And now our Malfurion is here as well. I'll go ahead and VP him so they don't take any damage from that precision strike. Unfortunately, couldn't save our Malfurion, who decided to dive at the enemy team. Or was he grabbed? He was probably grabbed. That makes a lot more sense. Let's not think the worst over here. This VP did happen. I'm not sure what his follow-up play is here exactly. Because he... Oh! Fuck! Shit! Well... Fortunately for us, we are about to win the game with Winions by the looks of things. The longer she can keep this fight going, the longer it'll take them to notice this, and hopefully we can win the game with just this push alone. That being said, looks like Nova may be able to secure a kill here. That would have been actually a great triple tap moment. But okay, we're starting to push this along. A lot of people misconstrue when I make observations about my team that I'm being salty. I'm simply trying to educate viewers. I'm not mad, I'm not tilted, I'm not anything. I'm just making observations in the effort of learning. But we're getting another camp on Tahaka. I wonder if he went for the minion talent at level 1. He sure did. So that explains why he's able to kill these minions and mercenaries so much faster. I do think that the better talent at this tier, though, is the speed. It's just really good. His build in general's kind of... I mean, it's not bad. Okay, I won't say anything. We'll just chalk that up to a playstyle decision. We are going to be able to get the top mercenary really quick, and our team is going to be clumped up for this team fight. I'll let the team know that there's 10 seconds left on Void Prison here, which should allow us to move in pretty hard. That's not the real one. That's a decoy. Is Furion okay? I can put him in a VP if I thought it would help. Singularity Spike on Lily is going to slow her down. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and rewind just to disengage from this a little bit. We'll cycle back around and kill this Tahaka. This is going well. This is going very well. This is the real one here. I'm just going to get in front of her, and then we'll take her down. Nicely done. So that is going to be... Is that a full wipe on the enemy team? Yes, it is. The right thing to do now is to go in on the core. No reason to get the objective when we have a 41-second window to move in and kill the enemy team. Let's try to keep some of these catapults alive, shall we? There we go. Also, important to remember that when you are pushing in for the core, spread out, because this laser beam that you can see here does do a significant amount of splash damage. So there you go. That's the hybrid hipster mage tool, easily the one that takes the most coordination. We went up against a pretty hard comp for us to deal with. The double stealth, very coordinated. They were doing a significant amount of damage to us, and really forced me to focus a lot in this match and try to always be making the right decision. It didn't really feel like there was a lot of leeway for me to fuck up, and hopefully you feel like I rose to the occasion. Li Ming was able to do a massive amount of damage, and our damage in general was significantly lower than the enemy team's Zeratul. And he went for the same build, but with Seasoned Marksman at level 1. So he probably played the spec better than I did. I'm fine with admitting that. But my build for today: Regeneration Master level 1, Master Warp Blade level 4, Follow Through level 7. The idea is that with these two talents, when you cycle in your double bombs, when you cycle in your cleave and your blink, you're going to be doing a significant amount of damage to a target. Void Prism, just because it's the best fucking ultimate in the whole game. And then we go for Rewind at level 20, so we can blink around more, we can cleave more, and we can throw 4 bombs out at a time. I think I skipped over Wormhole. Best talent in the tier at level 13. Allows you to blink and then go back to your original blink location. Great for survivability, great for engaging and then getting out very quickly. And I have to say, overall, I I don't know if this build's worth picking up anymore, but I wanted to show it off anyway. I think the two strongest builds are the ones that I showed off in the first video. Or first and second video. Zeratul really excels when he's able to jump in, burst someone down immediately, and then get out with Wormhole, his level 13 talent. And he's able to do that very, very, very well when you focus a lot on cleave in the beginning throughout the course of the whole game. But that's it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. We're going to be playing a different character in the next video, and I'll see you all next time.